Hey guys, so my project is on ICOs and how they're changing the way that cryptocurrency startups are being financed. So, to start, what is an ICO? Well, an ICO, or initial coin offering, is an unregulated means by which funds are raised for a new cryptocurrency venture. Startups are able to bypass the rigorous and regulated capital raising process required by venture capitalists or banks with ICOs. So, how do ICOs work? Well, organizations that are looking for funding can offer an ICO where anybody can purchase their tokens in exchange for established cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin or Ether, which is the cryptocurrency behind Ethereum. This process starts by the organization publishing a white paper outlining their technology and plan, and then a date for their blockchain based crowd sale. These projects are built upon protocols such as Ethereum, Counterparty, or OpenLedger. The most popular one by far is Ethereum right now. The group holding the ICO can then use the influx of Bitcoins or Ether to fund their project or company. The people who use their Bitcoin or Ether to purchase the new tokens can profit if the value of the new token increases. Um, this graphic is an example of the distribution of new tokens in an ICO. In this scenario, the founding team would retain 9% of the volume of their new cryptocurrency. This is somewhat comparable to equity in the sense that their 9% holdings would increase in value and become profitable if users of their network find their technology or application useful and more people join it. Notice that venture capitalists are not shown in this graphic, for they would be lumped in with the quote unquote users category, otherwise known as individuals who engaged in the ICO. Two exemplary ICO anecdotes are that of Gollum and Gnosis. Gollum, which sells itself as the Airbnb for computing power, is building a decentralized platform for supercomputing where people can rent out their unused computing power for Golem tokens. Golem combines the unused computing power from multiple users in the network to make a decentralized supercomputer that has the potential to become much cheaper than centralized sources of computing power like AWS. They were able to raise $8.6 million in under 30 minutes through their ICO. Another example, Gnosis, which is a decentralized predictive market platform, was able to raise $12.5 million in just 12 minutes. Keep in mind that both of these projects had their ICO before they even had a beta version of their project, which is pretty crazy. Um, so are ICOs crowdfunding? Are they venture investing? Or is it something completely different? ICOs are similar to crowdfunding in that anyone can engage in them. They differ from normal crowdfunding in that the purchasers of the ICO can experience returns on a scale seen on venture capital investments. They differ, however, from venture investing in the sense that buying a token in an ICO is different from equity in a company. Another important difference between VC investing and ICOs are that ICO investments are instantly liquid compared with VC investing, which requires some sort of exit like an IPO or an acquisition for liquidity. So how are ICOs impacting the venture capital industry? Well, as of May 2017, over $380 million have been poured into ICOs. Many blockchain startups are using this as their method of funding rather than the traditional VC investment route. VCs and other private investors have started to take notice at some of the incredible returns in the ICO space and have started investing in ICOs themselves. For example, Ethereum, currently the second largest cryptocurrency behind Bitcoin, launched in 2014. The people who have participated in Ethereum's ICO in 2014 and held on to their Ether have seen over a 750% return on their investment. Some examples of VCs and other private investors getting into this space are CoinList, Polychain Capital, which is a hedge fund that only invests in cryptocurrencies, and Blockchain Capital, a venture fund that, instead of having LPs for their capital, raises their capital through having their own ICO and token sales. Some of the benefits of ICOs are that anybody in the world can invest in new technology projects that they think have long term merit. This can allow people who know what they're doing to invest without needing the connections of people with huge amounts of capital to be a venture capitalist. Further, ICOs provide relatively easy access to capital for the teams that are building this new and exciting blockchain technology. Also, because everything is liquid in this market, investors can exit their stake anytime they want to through cryptocurrency exchanges rather than waiting for a traditional exit like an IPO or acquisition to cash out. Another benefit is that this system rewards the founders and early adopters of the technology and network because the people who obtained new tokens during an ICO are positioned to profit the most in the future. Additionally, this market is growing by leaps and bounds. The cryptocurrency market as a whole has grown from just over $60 billion to $113 billion in less than a month. ICOs are not perfect by any means, however. For example, because anybody can invest in an ICO, there is currently a large amount of people buying tokens purely on speculation rather than a firm understanding and belief in the underlying technology. This has resulted in the crazy ICOs experienced by the likes of Golem and Gnosis. Further, ICOs are completely unregulated due to how new it is. Given the frenzy, there have been many scams in this space, and there is no regulation to protect investors. Additionally, one of the main benefits of venture capital investment is the guidance that they can provide to their teams. With ICOs, because the capital is collected from anybody who owns cryptocurrency, there is no such guidance. Finally, ICOs are incredibly risky. They're kind of a lose big and win big type of investment, with 35% of ICOs failing completely, but 45% of ICOs showing returns of over 500%. So, the potential impact of ICOs. The impact of ICOs are really hard to understate. They give individuals all around the world the ability to become a venture capitalist. Imagine if anybody could have invested in Amazon in 1996 or Facebook in 2005. Additionally, it brings the principles of capitalism to open source software. All technology built upon blockchains are open source due to the distributive nature of blockchain technology. ICOs give teams and early adopters that build and support this open source software a chance to profit off of their work. Finally, I think ICOs are an important trend that can allow these new projects to get the capital investment they need to really fulfill the potential of what blockchain technology can be. Thank you guys.